Hey guys, I'm Christian Colabelli, and I'm here with the illustrious Eventide Rose. So what is the Eventide Rose? Basically, it's a modulated delay pedal with both analog and digital components. So what we're doing is sweeping a variable clock from 8 kilohertz all the way to 200 kilohertz. So you have 0.01 microseconds of delay all the way up to 50 seconds of delay. Now this is completely different architecture for us, and as a result, it yields some really interesting sounds. From flange to chorus to cool auto wah type stuff to even ring modulators and amazing long loops. This can keep you occupied for a lifetime. So let's dig into this pedal and see what it can really do. Okay, so here I have my delay knob. Now, if I push and turn, that's called coarse delay. So if I push and turn and I go right, I'm going to get longer delay. And if I push and turn and go left, I will get shorter delay. And all the way off is actually a comb filter. And my delay time is actually being displayed on this LED ladder here. Then once I lock into whatever delay time I want, I can make fine adjustments simply by turning the delay knob. Okay, so I've turned the modulation off, so right now we're just going to listen to what the delay sounds like. Okay, so check it out. Okay, so that's short. That's long. So wait for it. And it can get longer than that. Here's something in the middle. Okay, so let's go to the mix and manipulate the mix and see what that does. So here's the mix all the way up. And that's just pure delay signal. Okay, so this filter knob is actually a low-pass filter. All the way to the left, we're going to have the brightest sound. And then clockwise, all the way to the right, we're going to have the darkest sound. So again, if I play, you can see it's getting darker. Brighter. Okay, so here's our feedback. And again, let's check that out. So let's put the filter somewhere up here. So we can get really Okay, so now let's check out the modulation here. So I'm going to just make this delay a little shorter so we can just hear the modulation. So the rate and the depth are controlling the modulation. So here, if I bring my depth up, you can hear it. It's going to get more intense. Get really spacey. Or super subtle. Okay, cool. So now let's check out the rate. So all the way to the left, it's going to be a slower rate. And then as we turn right, Since we're on modulation right now, let's check out some different modulation sources. So right now, blue, we're on sine wave. So again, okay, so sine, really nice. So here's square, which is choppier, a little more intense. Okay, next I have envelope follower. So this is really contingent on depth and rate, and this is going to respond to my pick attack. You can hear it. Okay, so next I have random, and this is kind of like a broken sine wave. So you can hear it, it's not an even modulation. So it can get really intense with the depth. And then finally I have external, and then this allows me to control my overall modulation rate with the rate knob. And I actually have a preset that has the rate knob mapped to the expression pedal. So let me just play. Okay, so now let's talk about Phi and Delta. So basically, Phi is a reverse delay after 20 milliseconds, and before 20 milliseconds, it flips the phase. So let's check out a reverse delay. Okay, so here's Phi engaged. So let's go to a shorter delay time. So we have, if you can hear, we have like a ring modulator type thing going on now. Very robotic. Let's move to the delta button. So the delta button is actually going to change the sample rate, and you can actually assign what that sample rate is. So you can either go 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times. So the way to do that is I'm going to hold down the delta button, and then once it's blinking, I can select either 2 times, which is on right now, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times. And that's going to cause some really cool things to happen. So I'll just set it to 2 times. Okay, so here's delta. Let me just bring the delay time up a little bit. Mix down. Okay, so that was 2 times. So let's just assign that let's go wild here. Let's assign it to 5 times and see what that sounds like. Okay, so again. Okay, so let's talk about some of the Hotswitch functionality. So basically this Hotswitch here it's a jack of all trades. You can assign it to do a multitude of different things. So for instance, you can assign it to either do tap tempo, infinite repeat, mod hold, mod reset, or AB. So the way to do that is by pressing shape. Okay, and then I can simply scroll and then assign the Hotswitch just by pressing the Hotswitch, depending on what I want. And you can also assign it to Phi or Delta. Okay, so now I'm going to assign the Hotswitch to tap tempo. I'm simply going to press and hold down the shape and then click through until I get to the top LED and then press Hotswitch. And now I have a tap tempo. Okay, now I can also assign this tap tempo to control the LFO rate. So I can do that by holding down the Hotswitch. And then this will be blinking green, and that's now I'm tapping and I can control the LFO rate. So check it out. So let me do the depth was down there, so here we go. So let's assign that also to infinite repeat. It's a really cool function. Okay, so I'm simply going to press shape until I get infinite repeat, and then hit the Hotswitch. So now I can capture a sample. And then it's cool, so I have no hands. It's voodoo. So you can use that for a variety of different things. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the AB functionality of this pedal. So basically, each preset has an A and a B, so you get more bang for the buck. So basically, on my first preset here, I have it set up to have an A and a B, and you can see the preset changing. So let's create a sound. How about we create a flange type sound? Okay, so I'm going to turn the delay all the way off, and then I'm going to do a fine adjustment here. Keep the mix there, filter there. That's cool. We'll go to sine. Feedback's cool there. Bring the rate down. Okay, so here's my preset. Okay, so great, I have my A. So now if I want to copy that A over onto my B setting, I would simply hold down Phi and Delta, and they blinked. Wait for it to blink. Then I'm going to put the expression pedal down, toe. And then let's see, let's change the rate. Let's bring the rate up. And let's make it a little darker sounding. Maybe we'll just bring the depth. So now, as you can see, I have my A and my B. So let's listen. So here is. And that's really, I like to use this stuff for it's a really cool slap sound. So yeah, it could be really useful. And again, here, it's like a nice kind of filtery. So let me also talk about the different bypass types, because this is something that I really dig. So if I hit active and Phi together, I can change the bypass type. So right now it's on buffered bypass, but I can do buffered, relay, or kill input. So let's change to kill input so you can hear what that delay trail sounds like even if after I bypass. So as you can see, I'm bypassed right now, and that trail is just fading out. It's really, really cool. Okay, so I've played a lot of, I guess, shorter examples. So let's look at a longer delay, because that's really, it really taps into the beauty of this pedal. You can create some unbelievable loops and just some gorgeous delay trails. So basically, the way I would approach that is I would turn my delay all the way. Let's bring the rate down a little bit. Okay, so now, let's see, let's play. And as you can see, now I have a loop. I can manipulate that. I can crank the feedback up. Okay, so. So now I'm going to bring in some reverse delay, and let's listen to what that sounds like. Also screw around with some Okay, so yeah, so that's just an example of how to create a really long loop. So again, basically I would set my delay time all the way to the right, and then I was just manipulating pretty much all the other functions. As you can see, I had Phi in there. I was bringing that in for reverse delay. I hit the delta multiplier, and once I hit that, I actually recorded a certain phrase, and then once I hit that again, it jumped up and hit that really high sample rate, which is pretty cool. And then, you know, based on your feedback here, you can control the volume of that loop. And then I was doing stuff even with the modulation, the depth and the rate. I had it on square wave. I think I had it on sine in the beginning. And you know, you can get lost for forever doing this type of thing in this pedal. It's basically like its own instrument. Just kind of yields a bunch of inspiration. Thanks so much for watching this overview of the Eventide Rose, a truly inspirational pedal. For more info, go to eventideaudio.com. It's Christian signing off.